Welcome back to K-Pop Radio, K-Popers. I'm your host Ispa, and this is part 2 of Exo Vs Bts. So if you haven't seen part 1, go watch part 1 first. We're going to critically analyze the two bands in different categories. In part 1, we analyze them for music, vocal, visual, dance, concept and theme, music videos, personas, impact, and hardship. In this one, we're going to be analyzing them for rap, fan service, consistency, and artistic value. The reason why I'm doing this video is because there's a lot of fan wars in the fandoms, and we're trying to see which band is actually better. So, rap. For rap, the point will have to go to BTS, because obviously BTS has been trained to be a hip-hop group. They've been rapping since they debuted. They're still rapping now. All their songs are like pretty much 85% rap anyway. So, and Rap Monster has some really great underground rapping skills, and Suga also dropped a mixtape, as you know. So obviously for rapping, it will go up to BTS. For EXO, their rapping is so far decent, but for BTS, they're like the masters at rap, so they get that point. The next one is fan service. For fan service, the point will have to go to EXO, because EXO does literally anything for fan service on stage, and their fan service is famous, especially Sehun's fan service. You know, from water table dances to water gun fights, and you know, all these different games and making out with their OTP or shit. Like, they literally make your fan fictions come true on stage. So their fan service would have to be a notch higher than BTS. Another category is consistency. This is consistency not by the fact of how often they put out music videos, but how well they've kept up with their fame and popularity. For consistency, will have to go to EXO, because they've been around longer, and BTS so far just recently hit that jackpot of fame, and EXO has had it since they debuted, and to keep their fame and views consistent is actually very difficult, especially in a very moving music industry. So for them to keep all of their views and fans and fandom and everything so consistent constantly, and keep selling millions and millions of albums for everything they release, it's actually very impressive, so they get the point for consistency. The next one is artistic value, as in who has more artistic concepts. For artistic value, people may argue BTS, because they had the whole Run trilogy, the whole Butterfly thing, the whole boy meets something thing, but their music videos get stopped off short, as they're just conspiracies and things to get fans involved into reading into the music video more. But for artistic value, we'll have to go to EXO, because for each music video, they come up with a different set, different theme, different clothes, different song, different lyrics. It's they have a lot more variety than BTS has to offer. BTS is very focused on being just this hip-hop kind of band, and yes, they have slower songs and different theme songs, but EXO has a lot more variety, because each comeback is so different from the one before. You're like, what just happened? It's I already talked about this in the last video, how they had them they were aliens, and then they were wolves, and then they were thugs, and then they went through so many different EXO eras, seriously. So for artistic value, it would also have to go for EXO, because they have very interesting concepts in their music videos. And their music videos tend to be a little bit more different than just BTS, where in BTS they're they have a setting and they're dancing and they're rapping. And EXO, there's usually a storyline in their music videos. So artistic value will go to them. Now, I talked about the previous categories, and when you add up all the points and things, EXO ends up getting more points than BTS, but that doesn't mean they're obviously better than them, It's just an opinion, and I did all of this research, because I'm giving you an unbiased opinion, because I am an ARMY and I'm also an EXO-L. So, EXO overall, averagely, it's better than BTS. I'm not saying talent-wise or anything like that, just as a full package, they have it more than BTS does. But maybe in the years to come, BTS might gain more experience and will have that full package effect like EXO does. So, for people, there's no reason to leave hate, for either fandom, because both of the fandoms have a lot of fan wars. It's always oh my god, EXO's better, or BTS is better, or this and that, and there is no reason to do that. First of all, they're two very, very different bands. I don't know why people compare them anyway, but that's why I had to put out this video, because the fan wars need to stop. And another thing that I found out through research is that a lot of BTS's fans are younger fans, middle school to early high schoolers. So they have more time to be on the internet, more time to be making fan posts and pages stages, and they're a lot more loud and vocal and get into a lot more internet fights. That's why it seems like BTS has like this bigger crowd internationally. But actually, EXO has a bigger crowd internationally. It's just that EXO's fans have grown up and gotten older with them, so they don't have as much time to be on the internet because they'll be in their late high school years to college years. So they're not as loud and rambunctious on the internet like the BTS fans are. And as for albums being sold, EXO has sold more albums than BTS because they've sold over 16.3 million albums, and BTS has sold 2.3 million albums. And these are actual statistics. Obviously, within time, BTS will sell more albums if they can keep their fame consistent, because as of right now, they can only be classified as this internet trend kind of viral band. They're more like this introductory band to K-pop. You know, a lot of people who begin K-pop nowadays try BTS first. EXO is sort of a backbone band to K-pop because they're one of those seniors, those legends, you know, the elder band that's been there for such a long time, has been through so much hardship, has been through so much struggle, has been through so much company stuff. And that's why EXO, they deserve respect and BTS deserves love. There's a difference between that because EXO has done so much, and because of all the things like for example, they've done EXO Showtime and different things. And I've talked about this in the last video. EXO has really changed the way boy bands are viewed in the industry. You know, they brought this new flavor to them, new spice, this kind of extraordinary, extraterrestrial kind of theme. It's not that same old, you know, boys just dance and sing. Like, they have something new every time in their concept. So they've kind of opened the gateway for other younger bands to follow in their footsteps and be able to do the things that they do and go on more variety shows, because EXO made variety shows such a big hit, especially Showtime. So they have to be respected. So people can't just go around and, you know, throw hate at them. They have to be respected for what they've done, for how long they've come through. And plus, they're going to be going to military service in 2 years anyway. So you might as well just enjoy the time that they've left us with. And for BTS, I know that they're going to rise up if they can keep consistent with their fame. But BTS is more of a rap band, and EXO is more of a more like variety band. And as for BTS, it's amazing that they came up from such a small label and they made it that high. Also, because BTS is one of like Big Hit's only boy bands. So BTS deserves love for where they're going because they obviously went through a lot of struggle, a lot of hardship to get there too. Now, whether you're a BTS fan or EXO fan, the only problem that I have with the BTS fandom, and I'm going to be very brutally honest here, is that the BTS fandom tends to get into a lot more internet fights than they need to. Because EXO and BTS, the two bands themselves, are actually friends. Like, they have no beef on each other. But everybody's always, you know, in the BTS fandom, like, usually when you go on YouTube or things like that, it's always like BTS fandom, like fans with their profiles and pictures always commenting, starting fights, starting hashtags and things like that. And that happens all the time. And I feel like because they have more younger and naive fans, and their fans are very quick to jump them and defend them, that their fandom kind of gets like this negative connotation. But then again, EXO's fandom has a negative connotation too. It happens with all boy bands. But I feel like the BTS fans need to really chill though. And as for the EXO fans have no chill either, but you know, like, EXO fans are least likely to go on and, you know, actually start hashtags. There was actually a hashtag trending a couple of days ago, that hashtag BTS is better than EXO, and I think we can't really say that because at the end of the day, EXO still has won way more awards than BTS has and gotten so many more opportunities than BTS has. Yes, as like EXO is from SM, which is a very flashy and fashionably huge label, which is true, but they're also an equally harsh label. And we have still yet to hear Big Hit doing anything, you know, harsh to BTS or anything cruel to BTS. We still have to hear if there's anything like that. But for EXO, we're all aware of their story, you know, T12 to OT9. We all know what they went through. And BTS is still very well packed and keeping it together because, you know, they're still kind of fresh to the fame. They only got their fame in 2013 after the Run music video. And also, so, you know, thinking that they got the fame from the Run music video, we can't just title them as this amazing and the best band as of yet. They still have to go for so many years, and they still have so much to do to prove themselves. You know, EXO has gone through 4 years, they're proving themselves, and hopefully, even through their military service, I really hope that they keep, you know, going on, and, you know, whatever members are left during the military service time. And also, if you don't know, BTS's Suga, he's in the rap line. He released his solo mixtape, It's called Augusti or something like that. It's there. So it's a mixtape, and it's really good. He talks about his hardships, and you would really not expect it. So you guys should go check that out, by the way, and give him a view. I feel like both bands are fine. They're great. There's no reason to fight. I just think that the BTS fans need to just calm down, stop being so rambunctious about it. Like, we get it. BTS is funny. They're great. They're talented. That's good. But let's just enjoy it peacefully, okay? Because, BTS fans, they pick wars with like American celebrities and just even K-pop celebrities. It's like, you guys need to have a chill, because if a fandom is good, then the band is given a good reputation. EXO fans have had their crazy era too, but they're starting to calm down now. They're starting to calm down. So that's a good thing. So yes, in total, if you haven't seen part 1, just go watch part 1. We talked about music, vocals, visuals, dance, concept and theme, music videos, personas, impact, hardship, rap, fan service, consistency, and artistic value. And this will hopefully not be the last EXO versus BTS. Like, if they release new music videos, we'll do a comparison of that, because EXO versus BTS, I feel like it's just gonna keep going on and on, because they've both kind of gained this kind of, high respect and momentum and stature that, that they would be compared. But, it shouldn't be so viciously compared. But yes, this was our video for EXO versus BTS. And I really hope that you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to Kpop Amino. Our Kpop Amino username is my Kpop Princess. So yeah, you should subscribe to the YouTube channel too while you're still here, looking at the pictures. Okay, anyway, it was really good making this podcast, and I hope it wasn't like too overflowing and everywhere. I know it was kind of everywhere, but I tried. So, but oh yeah, and if you have a Kpop Amino username, you have to comment down below in the comment section and just get a shout out for it, and I'll be good. Thank you for watching. Bye.